Consider this a part two to the previous video. Something's going to happen in Group B. I mentioned Group G at the start of it, but I went too long in elaborating on Group B and without getting into G, so this is a continuation of that video. Look, this is the other group of the 8 groups that have a potential to have a surprise, because Group G is even more straightforward, in my opinion, than Group B. But this is also a group where, to a lesser extent, something can happen, in my opinion. So things like, you look at Panama and you look at Tunisia. Iran and Morocco in Group B are better than Tunisia and Panama are in Group G. So that's why I said this group is more straightforward for Belgium and England. But I think that you look at Panama. They are certainly one of the worst teams that did qualify. But who knows? I mean, they're going to be inspired. This is their first ever World Cup. They're going to have that passion. They're going to bring that intensity. They're going to bring that CONCACAF style, Central American rough physical play. Not to the extent that Honduras would have done, but still. So I mean, against Belgium in that first match, that's a really tall order, and how I could see that playing out is Belgium beating them by at least 3 goals, but it taking the first half an hour or so to get over that shock of playing a CONCACAF team, because the contrast in the different styles of play is so stark. It's so vast. I could easily see the Belgium versus Panama match, the first half being 0-0. And I absolutely believe that could happen, because, just Panama going in their first ever World Cup ever, being one of only 2 countries to qualify for the first time, the other being Iceland. I think that, Belgium, what have Belgium done in the last 2 major tournaments? They really haven't done anything. I mean, they were in a relatively piss-poor group last time in 2014 with a Russian team that was very, frankly, mediocre. Algeria, a lot of people were not expecting them to do anything. South Korea was very weak that year. And they won all of their games by 1-goal margins. So, put it into context, they won all their games, but their performance in that World Cup was not convincing. It took extra time to beat my U.S. team. And then Euro 2016, they got humiliated by Wales 3-1 in the quarterfinals. I mean, this is a team that has not clicked yet. I don't think Belgium has clicked in a way that they really, really can click. So, I look at there's hope here. There's hope here. And then you look at Tunisia. People forget Tunisia has more World Cup pedigree than any North African team in the history of this tournament. In fact, I think in the whole continent of Africa as a whole, other than Cameroon and Nigeria, Tunisia has the 3rd most appearances in a World Cup of any African team. The most out of any North African team, and the 3rd most out of any African team in general. So Tunisia knows how to make a showing of themselves in World Cups. This is going to be their 5th World Cup. I think Tunisia could play the role of spoiler. I don't think they have enough necessarily to advance from this group, but I do think Tunisia is a better team than Panama. And if they're going to cause either Belgium or England to drop points, it's going to be them instead of Panama. So Panama and Tunisia represent their own unique challenges in this group. And, I just feel like something can happen. That's the title of this video and the title of the previous video. But look at Tunisia. They have arguably the best domestic league in Africa. They have really good clubs at home, like Esperance de Tunis, Esperance du Sahel, And I think that, them and Morocco, they could cause some damage in these groups, in groups B and G. I don't think Tunisia will get wins against Belgium or England because I think that's just way too much to ask for them. But I think they can disrupt the party for somebody. And for Belgium and England, look, in my prediction video, I have England winning this group. And I don't apologize for that. I'm going to make an England video separately, maybe most likely tomorrow, hopefully. And I'll explain why I think England will get out of this group in first position. And I do think Belgium will come in second. But I think they're going to make hard work of it. I really do. I think Belgium's going to continue the same pattern from 2014, 2016. They're going to advance. They're not going to look their best. And they'll get knocked out in the knockout rounds by a team that is better than them. I think it's going to be same old, same old. I don't think Roberto Martinez is a very good manager. He's probably an improvement from Mark Wilmots, but that's not saying much. And for England, this is arguably... Well, I don't want to go into England because I want to save what I want to say for my England video. But, yeah. I do, yeah. I mean, this is the most straightforward group in the entire World Cup. But just be on the lookout for Panama or Tunisia. Because unlike the Iran-Morocco match, I think we're more likely to see a winner in the Panama versus Tunisia match, which is the final match against each other. So if one of Belgium or England beats the other, and then one of Panama-Tunisia beats the other, you could see one of Panama or Tunisia leapfrog over Belgium or England if the results, go their way. There is a chance that because Belgium and England play each other last, that they'll already have the group wrapped up by then on 6 points each. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think one of them will have 6 points. And I think one of them will have 4 points. Yeah. Yeah. And then the Tunisia-Panama match, I would slightly favor Tunisia. I think they're the better team. They also have more World Cup experience, like I said. But you never know with Panama. You never know because who knows? So do a comment below, like, subscribe. How do you see all 6 games in this group playing out? You don't even have to necessarily give me scoreline predictions. Just just tell me who wins all the matches in this group and who goes through. I do think England and Belgium will go through in that order. But it'll be tougher than people expect. Because you have to remember, England was dealt a group that was very manageable in 2010. They got through that group with Algeria, Slovenia, and the US, but it wasn't easy. So hopefully I see you tomorrow, God willing. Until then, have a good night. Much love and peace out.